Alrighty. Test. Take a test. When you push take a test, it's going to come up and it's going to tell you that it's due on this day. If you don't want to take the test, you hit cancel. If you want to know the due dates of the homework, just like your handout says, so I don't get 6 emails asking me when's the homework due. Okay? What did I tell y'all? If you don't see a date, then you don't have to what? Okay? And if you ever want to know when a test is due, go to where? Course Compass and pull it up. Go to homework. I don't know when the homework's due. Go to homework. If you don't see a date, then what? Don't worry about it. If you do see a date, then you need to have it done by this date. I mean, it's that simple. I have one class. I'm not going to mention the class. I'm not going to mention it on video. I got 6 emails this weekend. Took the test on last week on the videos. We talked about it on the videos. Did they watch the videos when they missed class? No. That's why I was making fun of y'all not watching the videos. This concept, you know, if you miss class, videos. Don't he have a camera? Doesn't he take videos? Yeah, I'll go on YouTube and see if I can find it. These 6 people in a class that I teach, that I gave the test last week, what do they ask me? I wasn't in class last week. I had a dead grandmother and 5 flat tires, and I was wondering when the test is due.
I don't know. I'll give you my
Well, I do care. I do care about my students, but I don't care about hearing about 7 dead grandmothers, because after about the 3rd or 4th time it gets old. But my whole point is, do you think I replied to that person? Do you want me to reply to you if you ask me like that? Mm-mm. I just don't understand. I give y'all a handout. The handout says, if you don't see a date, don't worry about it. If you do see a date, if you want to know when the homework is due, you check what? Course Compass. If there's not a date, you don't worry about it. If you do worry about it. Now, I did mess up with you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about another class, okay? 6 emails asking me when's the homework due and when's the test due. Do you think I replied to any of those emails? No, I do not. I did not. Okay? Miss Wilson, did you ever get back into Course Compass? Did you go through Blackboard? Do not go through Blackboard.
I don't have all the information to it.
Okay, go to, I'll write it on the board for you. Yep. And you might not have been here when I went over it, but I wanted to tell everybody to do it. I don't know if I did or not. Just use the TC tc.mylabsplus.com. I think you got to type in, yours would be C. Wilson. What's your email address, Ms. Wilson?
C. Wilson 18.
C. Wilson what?
18.
18. That's what you would type in for your username, and then your T number for your password. Make sure you use a capital T. 000. Okay? And the reason, I'll tell you a little secret. We had a meeting on this. When Course Compass, when I was the teacher that brought Course Compass. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, there we go. Everybody got the homework due dates. There they are. Video land, there they are. 2 people watching. All right. Test. There's the test. And it'll ask you, it'll show you, there it is. There's 30 questions, 29 questions. They're 3 points apiece. I'm giving you 11 questions that are, if you don't know them, you pretty much don't need to tell anybody you don't know them. That's how many points. 3 times 11 is, so I'm giving you how many points on this test? Yes, ma'am. I don't think I'm what? Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm still downloading. I'm going to put it in just a second. Thank you. I appreciate you looking out for me.
Yeah.
Vanna's not looking out for me. Thanks, Vanna.
Sorry.
You're fired. All right, see if you can answer that one. Do I have people get this one wrong? Why should you not get it wrong? Because C is the only one that has a valid what? Email address and phone number. People get it wrong. It's supposed to integrate them in. I don't know why it's got them one behind the other. Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, or dropping any grades during the final weeks of the semester? Because he wants me to fail and live in a ditch. Because he is mean. My head hurts. Or he awards me extra points for these type questions on the test, and he drops the lowest 2 grades on each unit. Let's see. So let's think about that. This test, I'm giving you 33 points. You take it 3 times, and I drop the lowest 2. Think about that. What's 33 times 4? Because there's 4 unit tests. What's 33 times 4? 120 something points. So by the end of the semester, I've given you what equals more than a what? Test grade. So don't ask me for bonus points at the end of the semester. Histogram. What does this histogram show? Over the histogram, draw smooth curves. It's got like 2 peaks. I don't know. 1 peak skewed right, moderate. I don't know. I'm just going to say 2 peaks. I have no idea. It looks like 2 peaks to me. But where is all of Hubert's homework and tests done? In the bathroom. Okay. Is there any question what the answer is on this one? Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with the final exam? Is there a yes in there anywhere? I'd go with water. All right, here we go. First real question. A set of data values is normally distributed with a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 6, given the standard score and approximate percentile for a data value of 64.8. Click the table. This is Z-score. I think we started working on this the other day. Change it into a Z-score. Draw a picture. I'll freeze this right quick. I'll give it to you down in just a second. Go ahead and write down the information. See if I can get my card back. Yep. Okay, so if you draw a picture, that picture is going to look like. Okay, if it's still frozen, hit freeze if you want. Alright, we got a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 6. So we got a 66 here, and we got a 72 here, and we've got a 54 here, and a what? 48 here, Give the standard score an approximate percentage for a data value of 64.8. So I'm going to take my blue marker, 64.8. Well, let's think, 60 to 66. What's half of that? What's the midpoint? 63 would be the middle right here. So 64, that's 65. So here's 64 right here, 65. I'd say it's probably right in here. That's my value right there. They want to know what the percentage is. Now, I don't know if it says right or left. I guess since it's not specifying right, I guess it's assuming the left-hand side. An approximate percentage for a data value of 64.8. So here is our 64.8. But our data values right here in the table do not reference 64.8, so we need to change it into a what? A z-score. So 64.8 minus 60 over standard deviation of 6. Now, before we even do the math, I want to ask you all a question. Here is a red mark. Now, what is that red mark right here? What does that represent? The middle or center. And we know that in statistics, the center is everything. Right? What's to the right of center? Positive or negative values? Positive. What's to the left of the center? Negative. And we're talking about z-scores, not 60 and 60. Those are all positive numbers. But if you're talking about z-score, you got a 1 here and a what? A 2 there, and a -1 here, and a -2 there. Right? Because we put them all on the universal scale. So let me ask you a question. Is this going to be a positive z-score or a negative z-score? Good. So when you do your math, you know if you get a negative, you know you're doing something wrong. Because what students do here, some of the time they'll get a negative number and they'll go back and they'll erase the negative number and they'll go back and they'll switch these two numbers around so you'll get a what? Positive number, and that's wrong. You don't do that. If you get a negative number, that means it's a negative z-score. It's over here. If you get a positive number, it's over here. So don't change it just because you think you're supposed to be a positive number. So somebody give me their number they get right here. What is it?
0.
I'm sorry, what? 0.8. Now look, we're almost to 1. So is that 0.8? Does that make sense? Yeah, because that's the 1 right there. So, we quit. No, the standard z-score is 0.8. So you put 0.8 right here. And now they want to know what percentile. What percent represents the blue hatch mark right here? Well, you got to pull up your handy-dandy table. There's your handy-dandy table. Well, what's our z-score? So you find 0.8. Let me do this right quick. Find 0.8. It's negative, so that ain't negative. Right? And this all that. Hey, we got positive here. Right here. Now, you need to make a note in your notes that whenever you are reading a z-score percentile chart, it's most of the time it's from the what? From the left. The percentiles are from the left. So that means the left side, where those blue hatch marks are that I did a while ago, is 78.81%.
you always subtract, the middle number?
Hold on a second. 71 point, what I say? 78 point what? 81% represents this right here, the blue hatches right here, up to that number. So it'd be 78.81. What did it say? Round to the nearest what? So what does 78.81 represent? 79 percentile. Now, what's your question?
You always subtract the middle number, like from, like you use 64.8 60.
Hold on. So give you that answer right here. The Z-score formula is x minus what? X bar over what? So what always goes here? So just make sure. Do not start thinking. Alright, what happened is, this is what happened. Okay, I got a negative 0.8, negative 0.8, that ain't right, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to switch it. That's what y'all do. I'll switch these two numbers just because you get a negative point. You're going to do it. Whatever you get, make sure you plug in the numbers. X, right there. X bar, right there, and S. This, there's X bar, there's X. So we type in those two numbers. This is a good question. So the first one was 0.8, and the second one is what I say, 79. Next question. Consider the scatterplot. Looks like this right here. Somebody tell me what that is. I'd say, yeah, negative what? And if you want to know how I get negative, which way do we read? Hold on, I can't draw with the mouse. I tell you, just like I tell my algebra and calculus students, if we're reading left to right, put your car right there. What's that car going to be doing? One downhill. Downhill is a negative slope, negative correlation. Whatever you want to say, I would say, see? That's what I would say. Yeah, whatever you say. Select the correct answer below. I don't even know what this is. It says, consider the scatter plot to the right. State whether the diagram is a positive correlation. Summarizing in conclusions. Weight of cars. And this is city gas miles. So the higher the more weight of the car, the heavier the car, the what? The worse the gas mileage or whatever. So which one's that? Okay. All right, look at that one. Blow it up a little bit, Banner, so everybody can see it. Especially people that can't see it, sit in the back of the room. Not saying that you're one of those people. Just saying. All right. So, Most people that do this question don't have any, don't back down, guys. Don't have any idea what to do first. Always remember, when you're dealing with standard deviation and mean, draw a picture. Draw a little curve. Because that puts it in perspective. Going down now. So I'm just going to draw it because I have no idea how to do the question right now. I'm just reading it and I'm just going to see if this helps me. All right, length of pregnancy terms for particular species of mammal are nearly normally distributed about a mean pregnancy length with a standard deviation of 9 days. About what percentage of births would be expected within 18 days? Okay, so they're not giving you a mean. So you just assume that this is 0. And what would this be right here? 9. And what would this be? What would this be? -9. And this would be what? -18. 18 days before, 18 days what? After. About blank percent of births would be expected to occur within 18 days of the mean pregnancy. Did I say 18 days after or 18 days before? Didn't. I said within. So that means 18 days before or what? 8. Then what is that? 2 standard deviations, which is what? Empirical rule. What's 2 standard deviations? Go to your empirical rule. What page was that on? 367? 387? No. I'm sorry, what? It's 387 through 393. I don't know why it took 3 pages when it only took Math 120 to half the page to explain. And I showed it to you. 90 what percent? 95%. 95 is the answer I'm looking for. All right? If you put 95, if it has something funky in your book and you put it, I'll take that answer, he'll take it. This is a time when you would challenge. If the answer comes out to be 96.3 or some weird number, whatever your book says, and you put 95 and get it wrong, then you come see me during office hours and I'll fix it. One of them is with if I like you. Yeah. I don't do it too much. Okay? Right, let's look. See? She's such a good student. 90, what did I say, 95? 95% is what I would do. Because the empirical rule says that 95% falls between what? 2 standard deviations. Even though they didn't give you the mean, they gave you the standard deviation, so you just assume this is the due date right here, and this is 9 days after, this is 18 days after, this is 18 days before, this is 9 days before. So we would put dang old 95. A computer randomly selects 1,000 names from a list of registered voters. Those selected are surveyed to predict who will win the election. 1,000. A computer randomly selects 1,000 names. What would that be? Well, it's not systematic, because systematic is what? Every, what, 5th person, every 6th person. It's not a random sample. Why? Because a random sample, everybody has the same what? Now, you could say, well, everybody has the same chance because the computer, yeah, but it's picking not one name, but what? It's not convenience. Convenience would be hollering out the window or something like that. So what do you think it is? Stratified contains of groups. Okay, next. Use the frequency table. For the ages of recent award-winning male actors at the time when they won the award to construct the corresponding histogram. There's your frequency distribution right there. They want you to build a histogram. Okay, it shouldn't be hard, people. You can actually take this over to Excel. Go to dang old. Hello. Now, do I care whether you do a histogram or bar chart? Do I care? No, because they're the same thing. So if you have to, you can move them. I don't know if you can move them on here, but you probably can, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I don't know if there's a histogram on here or not. Let's see. I don't see if they're touching. Let me get out of this. Try it again. Insert. What's that? No. I guess I'll just use. I don't know where the histogram is. Thought they had one, but you can do a bar chart. Nope. I'm just going to go with the bar chart. Here it is. So you got, looks kind of like a what? Normal distribution, doesn't it? Kind of. Take some of that off and put right here, but that's what it looks like. So go back to your handy dandy question. Which ones does it look like? Looks like D, because these don't look like anything. When is week of finals? You sure? You sure it's December 7th, 1941? That's what some people have put. Yep. Yeah. People put that. When does homework terminate? Exactly. All right, try this one. I'm going to let y'all do this one. Blow it up a little bit, Dana. Scores on the quantitative portion of exam have a blah, 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 blah. Assume the scores are normally distributed. What percentage of the students take the quantitative score above what? 600. Above. That means what side? Right-hand side or left-hand side? Right-hand side. I told you that the right-hand side is 1 minus the what? Left-hand side, Hubert. That's right, class. You watched the videos. You were here last week. Thanks for the interaction. That's why y'all going to live in a ditch. That's why you're going to drop the class, drop out of school, and live in a ditch. You already live in a ditch. You know DirecTV took that. That was my idea. Living in the ditch. That was my idea. So was Jason versus Freddy. That was my idea too. You know what I think they ought to have? The Predator versus Jason, Michael Myers, and you can throw Freddy in there too. I wonder if the Predator. Can you imagine the Predator going against Michael Myers? Or Jason? The Predator would be like scratching his head. The Predator would be like, what the heck is this thing? And Freddy, I don't think he could fathom Freddy.
He just can't fall asleep.
Yep.
So technically, it depends on if I ever go to sleep.
Yeah. But that's my idea. They have the Predator versus Jason. That's my idea. Some of y'all are like, what is he talking about? Forget it. Don't worry about it. It's your parents' fault. Oh yeah, I've seen all of them. Now, I'm not as big a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street as I am of Jason. I like Jason and Michael. I think Michael is more scary. Yeah, I like Rob Zombie's. I like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers better than the original Michael Myers. I like the way Rob Zombie explained his childhood better than the original Michael Myers. Original Michael Myers, they didn't explain it as good as Rob Zombie's did, in my opinion. All right, bring it down, Vanna, please. Hope this is helping y'all. Did you hit freeze, Vanna? What are you doing to me, Vanna? You didn't hit it? Okay, well, it's done screwed up. Yep. No, I don't like writing on the board. I can't write on the board very well. All right, so we get 569 is right here. Y'all want to come up here and write with a mouse? Anybody want to do it for me? Come on up here if you think I'm not better. All right, what's 569 plus 156? How much? 725. And then what's 725 plus 156? Huh? 881? It's irrelevant because ours is around 600. All right, do we have to do the left-hand side? No, because what's our number that we're looking for? 600. So 600, I'm just going to put it right in here. We'll put it in paper. There's 600 right there, somewhere in there. And we can only look up the what? The left-hand side with the table, because that's what the table gives us. So let's go ahead and do our math. It'd be 600 minus what? 569, and I'll put it in blue because that's given. All this, well, x is minus 569 over 156. And somebody give me that number. I'm sorry, what? 0.20. So we pull up our handy dandy table. And we look up positive 0.2. And what do we get? Okay, 57.93 is the left-hand side. 57.93 is the left-hand side. I want the what? I want the right-hand side. So what do we got to get the right-hand side? Because it wants score of more than 600. So to get the right-hand side, it's 100 minus the what? All right, somebody give me that. It'll be 100, sorry. 100 minus 57.93. And what do you get? 42.07. And the directions say round to the nearest what? Whole number. So what's the nearest whole number? 42. So 42% make a score of above what? 600. Next question. Frequency distribution. Do it. Oh, and they want a relative frequency and a cumulative frequency. Oh, this question's hard. I don't think y'all can do it. It's really difficult. Yeah. You think you think I would be sarcastic? Well, we don't even have to put this on a spreadsheet. We just have to count. Because what is a frequency distribution? A head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 A's. How many B's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I told you wouldn't be able to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. D3. And how many people are going to live in a ditch? 1. Let's add that up. 9 and 1 is 10. That's 6 and that's 19. 24. So 5 over 24 is, I'm sorry, what? 5 over 24, what is it? And that's 21. And what's 6 over 24? Huh? 25 or 0.25. And 9 over 24. Point what?
375.
So that'd be 38. 3 over 24. 13. And 1 over 24. I'm sorry, what? 4. Somebody add those up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add them up, see what you get. What should they equal? 100. I'm sorry, 100. Okay, then y'all done some rounding somewhere wrong. I'm not going to worry about it. Y'all can figure it out. No, in other words, take 5 divided by 24. Is it 21 or is it 20? Do that with each one. Yeah. So what's 5 over 24? I'm sorry, what? 0.208. So that would be 21. All right. What's 6 divided by 24? Is it 0.25 right on it? Okay. 9 divided by 24. 375 would be 38. 3 divided by 24. 125. So it must be the 1 over 24. There, 041. I don't know. It should be equal to 100. We'll see when we answer it. All right, what's the first one? 5. Then what? 11. Then what? 11. Then what? 20. And 23. I'm glad y'all are doing it because I can't keep up with it. 24. And what's the total? 24. How is homework, test, and exam weighed? The most missed question of the 10 questions that I give you, this one's the most missed. Why? What do people pick? And why is that wrong? Well,
Adds up to 90%.
it adds up to 90%. I'm supposed to have a heart attack. I know. That's all right. Yep, people pick C. And the reason C is not correct is C does not equal what? Got some people that shouldn't procreate. All right, what is a standard score? How do you find the standard score? Blah, blah, blah. Standard score is a score of numbered standard deviations of data above or below the mean. A standard score is a data value equal to the mean. Well, you know that's not right. Standard score is the distance between data value and the nearest outlier. Or the standard, I believe, is kind of this one. The standard score is the number of standard deviations a data line value lies above or below the mean. That's what I would say. You know it's not B or C. Standard score is a data value that lies within one standard deviation. Well, a standard score goes up 2 standard deviations. Z score goes 2 standard deviations to the left, 2 to the right, or 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So this says within 1, so I think it's C. I'm sorry, not C. A, thank you. Choose the correct formula for the standard. Well, you know the standard deviation is where? On the bottom. So let's see if all of them say standard deviation on the bottom. Yep, yep, yep. That one don't. So you know it's not what? You know it's not D because... Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. So it's got to be one of these two. Which one is it? B, as in Bravo. I actually had somebody say, when I said Bravo 2 or 3 times because it was B, Bravo, and they said, why can't you just say good job? Parents' fault. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. You need to look it up because some people have no idea what we're talking about.
What is that?
It's called the military alphabet. Gulf, like Gulf of Mexico.
What's
H is Hilo. No, hotel. Some people use Hilo. Anybody need another one? Zulu, X-ray.
What is
What? I never use it.
Yeah, I've never
It's not yo-yo because it's 2 Y's. Can't think of it right now. You have to look. You have to Google it. So I'm like, what are they talking about? It's your parents' fault.
like alpha, beta.
All right, try it. I have no idea how I would know.
And you were the service.
All right.
Anyway, you know.
All right, go ahead. Do this one. If you can't do it, then that means you're a failure. What is Y? I know Z is zebra. Yankee.
Yankee, there we go, yeah.
Huh? Because when you're calling in coordinates, when you're calling in artillery, you need to make sure you're not saying B or E. So you say Bravo or Echo. You don't say B or E on a military channel. Because if you're going to the E coordinate instead of the B coordinate, and they think you're saying B, you got to say Echo, so that means E. That's why you don't say repeat.
I mean, I don't know.
In the military, when you're calling in, when what?
He said, come on.
Yeah, what's the code for repeat?
You don't say repeat on the radio because repeat, artillery means hit us again. You say again, so that's why a lot of military people won't say repeat. They'll say again. So when you meet somebody in the military that has been in the military and they say again, that means they've been in the military because you don't say repeat yourself. Or repeat, you don't say that. Oh, y'all are learning so much in this class. What? No, that's nothing. That's nothing. No.
That's not really giving anything.
No, that's not giving anything. Because there's so many different combinations of words and stuff that you could. Bravo Echo Charlie. Bravo Echo Charlie means what? You don't know unless you know what the context of the call is. Bravo Echo Charlie could mean anything. Mm-mm. All right, 66 percentile. A set of data items is normally distributed with a mean of 90 and a standard deviation of 12. Convert 66. So you draw us dang old. Oh, that sucks. If Vanna hadn't turned off my board, I wouldn't have to do this, but she's a conspirator. 90. What is it? 102? I don't know. And 114? And what's 90 minus 12? Dang old 78. And 78 minus 12 is what? Huh? 52?
66.
Thank you. I didn't know. All right, so convert 66 to z-score. Oh my. This is easy. We don't really have to, but we need to, because basically that's -2 right there. But let's check and see. So that's going to be 66 minus what? 90 over 12. Somebody tell me what that comes out to be. It's a miracle. How did I know that? I'm psychic. Now they look up -2. They don't give you, oh, they just want to give you -2. -2 is the answer. Next question. Decide, does this make sense? The height of a male basketball player at a local college is normally distributed with a mean of 6'3" and a standard deviation of 3. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Heights of male basketball players at a local college are normally distributed with a mean of 6'3" and a standard deviation of 3. Make sense or don't make sense? Makes sense. What would not make sense? Well, height of basketball players is 3 inches with a standard deviation of 6'3". That would not make sense. Height of a male basketball player in college with a mean of 6'3" and a variance of 10. That wouldn't make sense. What did I tell you is the most important thing in probability and statistics? The mean and the what? Standard deviation. What is the last day for this semester? Now, I think it's September the 11th, 2001. I actually had people put that. They play football. I don't understand people. If you take several forms of the test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? He calls you a loser and fails you, or he gives you a drop slip. I should put, he didn't tell me. That's what I should put. What are the heights of subjects of a clinical trial of a new drug? What are the heights? Is that quantitative or is that qualitative? Quantitative. Good job. All right, do this one. It says find the standard score and use the table for a data value 1.6 standard deviation above the mean. Okay, they're not giving you a mean. They not give us a mean, so we just draw a, I guess we just draw a It looks like they're just asking you to go 1.6. They're giving you the z-score of 1.6. I don't know if that's simple, but yeah. Yeah. The standard score is 1.6. They're not giving you anything else. And what's the percentile that corresponds with, this could be let's see, find the standard score using table below to find the percentile for a data value 1 point above the mean. There it is. So is it positive or negative? Positive. Above the mean, right there. 94.52. So that's the 90 what? 95th percentile. Well, that was a difficult question. All right, computer, come on. You can do it. While we're waiting. There we go. All right, we've already done okay, let's go ahead and do this one. We need to hurry up and do it. All right, 85 plus 15 is what? And 100 plus 15 is, can't get anything past Mr. Taylor. And 80%. Well, 85 minus 15 is what? 70? All right, where is 80? About half in the middle right there. What are they asking for? Are they asking for above 80 or below 80? Find the 80th percentile. In other words, they want to know up to 80. So 80 minus 85, for those that are listening and not talking while I'm talking. 80 minus 85 over 15. And somebody give me that. What do you get? Negative 0.33. Take your handy dandy virtual table that's in your pocket and you pull it up and look up negative 0.33. Well, I'm fixing to tell you. You just let me be in charge for a while. All right, negative 30. I'm just kidding. 0.33. What's closer to 33 cents? 30 or 35? In other words, think about it. I got 33 cents in my pocket. Am I closer to 30 cents or am I closer to 35 cents? 35 cents. So it's in the middle right here. But I'm going to go with 35 because it's 2 cents from here, and how many from here? 3 cents. So you're closer to here. So I'm going to go with 36. Now, is there an argument there that you could go to 30? Yes, there is an argument there, but 35 is closest to 33. So you need to go with the closest. So that'd be 36 percentile, 36.32. Be 36. Will Hubert's final exam be online?
He didn't tell us.
I didn't tell you. You're supposed to do the pothead, duh. Oh no. Will the final exam be online? Nope. I'm going to let you take all your unit tests online and then give you a hard copy test at the end of the semester. I know. They're uptight. Huh? Oh. Yep. Do not put Army, please. That's an insult. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's between Marines and Army people. They do that all the time. Army people say they're smart and Marines are stupid. That's what they say. That's what they make fun of us. That's fine.
Air Force has the most money.
Air Force have maids to clean up after them. All right. What does this thing say
Start off with
here?
the Boy Scout or
What did he say?
You start off as a Boy Scout.
Yeah, I start off as Boy Scout, and I wanted to endeavor to persevere and move forward and move up.
So you were like Brad Pitt and Spy Game. So you ever see that movie?
No.
No, it's very awesome. Where you
I am
shoot
not
Boy
a Brad
Scouts.
Pitt fan.
Yeah.
I do not watch his movies.
You don't like his movies? Like Ocean's 11.
No,
You didn't like Inglourious Bastards?
no,
Fury was good.
Fury was amazing.
I just don't like it.
Have you seen Fury?
I know he probably don't like me either, but you know. What?
Have you not watched Fury yet?
Fury was good despite Brad.
It's hard for me to watch his movies. I'm sorry.
How come? What do you not like about it? I'm just curious.
Cause, yeah, pretty much.
The only thing that bothers me about Brad Pitt and Fury is that they had to kill him.
Because he's too damn hot.
No, that ain't got anything to do with it. I don't think he's hot or not.
I'm kidding.
I don't swing that way, sorry. Alright. Let's do this. It says make a bar graph of the populations of five. Make a bar graph. So let's just go over here and let's just pick it up and copy. And let's just do it the easy way. Angle paste. Angle insert. Okay, what is it doing? Down, 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 down. Negative correlation. So let's go back to the question. Okay, it's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. Could be this one or this one. It's not this one, so it's either this one or this one. Well, look at the bottom. Which way is it listed? A, B, C, D. So it looks like what? I said B. Is that one of those questions? Okay, I'll take it off. Just remind me, number 20. Well, I'll look for it. I'll take it off. Told you I would. There's you another one. Huh?
12 times.
No, I'm not gonna. Don't worry about that. It's a stupid question. All right, do this one right quick. I'm gonna go ahead and call the roll because they're gonna knock the door down in a few minutes. Oops, sorry. Hit freeze for me, please. Hit it one more time. I'm still moving. Thank you. All right. Austin, Bandy,
Here.
Black and Bright is here. Chapman, DeVoe is here. Franks is here. Jordan is here. Kurz is here. Martin is here. Morris is here. Parker. Sorry. These things, pictures keep coming up. Go away. Okay, Parker is here, Patel is here, Raines is here, Swallow is here, Wilmering is here, and Wilson. Dang! Everybody's here today. What's wrong with y'all? Oh yes, test time. That's what it is. Alright, so here we go. Unfreeze it for me, Vanna. There we go. Alright, so let's take our handy dandy virtual marker. And it looks like that, and boom, boom, boom. 125 plus 11 is 136. Oops. $136 plus 11 is 147. What's it asking for? 97, 98, or 97.5, so we gotta go backwards. So 125 minus 11 is what? 114? And 114 minus 11 is, 103. So take it one more. What's 103 minus 11? 92. So we got to take 97, which is somewhere in here, greater than 0.97, but we can't find greater than 0.97 in your chart. We can only find this right here, the left-hand side. So somebody, you got to change 97 point. So what's 97.5 minus 125 over 11? What'd you say? I'm sorry, negative what? So you go to your handy dandy table. That's your virtual table that you have in your pocket. And negative 2.5 comes out to be point what? Negative 0.60. That'd be 0.62%. No. Okay, they're doing it backwards. All right, 0.62% here. They're doing it different from the 120 book. So that'd be 0.62% here. So what does that leave to the right? 99.38. So that's your answer, 99.38, because you have to subtract the left-hand side. So 99.38, what does it say to round to? 2 decimal places, so that'd be 99.38. Next question. Okay. Write it down right quick. I'm not going to go ahead and do it, but assume the test of the mean standard deviation 125 to find the following quantities. So draw a picture. Sorry. Yeah, just leave. I'd be mad too. 125. Is the class over? Okay. All right. Let's see how many we got right. Okay, well, last two we didn't get right. We got some wrong. Where did we get that one wrong? 23, it might be the question about. Okay, it's not going to come up.
That was at 95%, I think.
36.
Why did I type 36 in? We didn't do that right. Okay, 98. Did we do that question? I don't know if I typed in the wrong answer or what, but anyway, we'll finish this test, but y'all can wait and finish it or whatever. We'll finish it. We'll finish it before we go into Unit 2. We'll go over the last 2 questions Wednesday, okay?
And you're going to take 27 off.
Yes, let me do that now. And somebody hit my button up there, please.